Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another spoiler video. So this time we got some support for Kirik. So I'm pretty excited about this stuff. I really like Kirik. I think it actually has potential to be a really strong ruler with a really strong deck. Um, and so I'm hoping we'll get his sealed abilities spoiled pretty soon here. But for now, we just got some support cards for him. Before we jump into it, just so you guys know, tomorrow we will not have our normal podcast because we're at the GP. Instead, Oscar was able to very quickly edit and put together our sort of vlog kind of thing, summary video from the Richardson GP. We filmed all our little adventures and different things from the GP day 1 and day 2 and etc etc. So it's going to be really cool. That'll be coming up tomorrow instead. So Tuesday, if you're watching this on Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. Pretty excited for that. But yeah. So first card up is Combat Loving Dragonoid. So this is a 4-cost 400, 1200 Dragonoid. So it's cool to see some Dragonoid stuff. The Dragonoids and Dragons work well inside of Kirik decks. Whenever this card attacks, it gains plus 400 attack until end of turn. And whenever a Resonator your opponent controls is put into the graveyard from the field, put 2 strength counters on your J-Ruler. This one, I don't think is that great, personally. I could be wrong, but at best, it should... I mean, it gains 400 whenever it attacks, but for 4 cost, it should already be an 800, 1200 at minimum, I feel like. So you're losing that attack if you're defending and all that stuff. So I'm not sure about that. And his effect of gaining 2 strength counters isn't that great in my opinion. Having to kill Resonator and you only get 2 strength counters in response to that. I don't think getting 2 strength counters is that great of an effect for killing a Resonator. And like personally, in my opinion, with the amount of strength counter production we have in combo effects, things like I've talked about before, I'm pretty sure, like with Hoel, Pig, and Chicken, being able to get counters and using fast food on top of that, on top of his tap ability, on top of other stuff. I just don't think this card is that great overall. I could be wrong, but eh. Next we have one that I actually really like. This is Flying Dragon of Mount Hoel. This is a 2-cost 4/7 dragon with flying, and you get remove a strength counter from your J-Ruler, and if you do, he gains plus 500 attack until end of turn. You can only play that ability once per turn. So, worst case scenario, it's a 2-cost 4/7 flying Resonator, which is pretty decent. It's in my opinion, slightly above average or somewhere around there. But the fact that he basically becomes a 9/7 for only the cost of 1 strength counter, I think is really good inside of this deck. And having a flyer out there is always great. All for only 2 cost, I think that's great. Having more stuff to spend strength counters on rather than just spending on burn spells, actually being able to use it for things like buffs, I think is a really cool addition to a Kirik deck. Next we have Dragon Aura. It's a 2-cost chant with quick cast. It's a Battle Arts chant. Important to remember, it can be pulled out from Kirik's partner, and I'm sure other stuff as well will work in tandem with it. As an additional cost to this card, remove 2 strength counters from your J-Ruler. You put 10 strength counters on your J-Ruler. Once again, this one's okay. I don't think it's that good overall, in my opinion, because for a similar cost, like I said, you have fast food. Fast food, say you have Pig or Chicken, fast food gives you 15 counters for 1 cost. Granted, it's not quick cast. Maybe the quick cast is what's redeemable about this. I wouldn't run a playset for sure, and if I ran this, I'd only run like 2 at the most. But like I said, I've never really found myself too short of strength counters. Usually it feels pretty consistent about getting strength counters. It could be I'm not using the deck as burn heavy as I should be, but I think it's good that it's quick cast. That's very important, so it definitely could be played in the deck. I just don't think it's as good as it could be, especially for the 2 cost. If it was 1 cost, because at the end of the day, you're only gaining 8 strength counters, and you cannot play that card if you have less than 2 strength counters. So at the end of the day, it's a little disappointing, but halfway decent. Lastly, this one I really like, Ferocious Attack, and I love the freaking Pig or whatever doing a Dragon Ball attack there. It's a 2-cost quick cast chant, once again Battle Arts, so that's cool. As an additional cost to play the card, you remove an X amount of strength counters from your J-Ruler, and you get to look at the top X card of your deck. You may reveal a Resonator from among them and put them into your hand. If that Resonator is a beast, then this card, Ferocious Attack, deals damage equal to that card's attack to target J Resonator. So, it's pretty interesting how they're going pretty heavy into the beasts. As I said before, dragons and dragonoids feel like they're the main part of the deck. Beasts are usually just running the one cost, like Hoel Pig and Hoel Chicken and different things like that. So I feel like most likely you'll be grabbing Hoel Pig or Hoel Chicken, although there's other beasts obviously you could be running. If you go really hard into the beast factor, this could turn out to be an extremely strong champ. Because not only does it help you search into your deck to grab those Resonators, if you're a very Resonator heavy deck, that also leans into it as well if you're less chant heavy. But also being able to do free damage on top of this 2-cost search, I think is really good overall. And it's quick cast, so you can play it before certain triggers happen and different things like that to tap your ruler to gain counters, etc, etc. So I really like that. I just noticed the flavor text is "Let's go, Piggy." I love that. I love Piggy. But yeah, so I think this card is really cool. I'd be curious what it could combo well with beast-wise. If you guys have any ideas for that, let me know below. But yeah, overall, especially the Flying Dragon and that last card, I'm really liking. Mostly that Flying Dragon and Mount Hoel. The other two I'm mixed on. Mainly the first one I don't like. But I'm glad that we're seeing more Kirik support. The Force was holding to what they said, where we're going to keep seeing support in every set. So I'm hoping maybe next week we'll get a reveal of the sealed abilities of Kirik. Find out if he's going to really break through. I really think he has the potential to really burst through the top here and become a really strong deck. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.